Chuck, turn that off before we get copywritten.
What an entrance, my brother.
Welcome back to Gaming Pop. Oh, what was the song we were going to do? Take your shoes off and welcome to Gaming Pop.
Oh my god. Love is sex.
Do the thing, man. Do the thing. Let's get into this. We're going in quick.
Dos, tres.
Take off your shoes and suck me sexy. Baby, we're naked and we're humping sexy.
Welcome back to another Gaming Pop episode, man. It's good to be back. Look at us.
Feels good, brother.
Well, we're only here for one quick topic, and that's the Last of Us premiere, baby. We just watched it. Hour and 20 minutes of our lives that I'm glad I lost.
Oh, man. They didn't title the episode. It just says episode 1. Wow.
They'll probably do that for all of them, I bet they then, huh?
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 3.
Well, it would be pretty lame if they named each one. I don't even think they named the chapters in the game, did they? They definitely did. I'm a fool. Yeah, they totally did. They did. Like one of them was the Frontier or something like that. Anyway, real quickly, just to catch y'all up, this is the Gaming Pop channel. We talk about music, movies, podcasts, or not podcasts, music, movies, and television. Sometimes
Movies, music.
pop culture.
Yes, yeah.
Hence the
yeah.
pop.
Yeah, hence the pop. Gaming pop, baby.
Yes, sir. Oh, you know how we should say it? We should say we talk about everything from gaming to pop culture. Gaming to pop
culture.
Something like
Gaming pop. Welcome
But anyway,
to our channel.
So we watched The Last of Us tonight. I am at 10 out of 10 over. Well, let me give it. Let me pull it back. Let me pull it back a little bit because there's a lot of excitement, and we shouldn't be giving 10 out of 10s on pilot episodes. But
hey, a pilot episode is supposed to be the episode that brings in everybody. That's your thesis statement.
that's a good one.
That's
That's
a
college word.
That's a big word. Elmo know a big word over here. You feel me?
Thesis statement.
That's this thesis statement.
So what'd you think of this episode, Chuck?
Man, I am.
We talked through the whole episode, so I feel like we've already said everything.
Yeah, I'm absolutely floored, bro. Like, dude, we were nerding out, geeking out
From beginning to end, honestly.
God.
The beginning to me is probably the only part of the show that was like not in the video game, so it was like, oh, this is different, but it really made it cool. It really just like pre-set up, 1968 when that opened?
Yeah.
1968 is when the show opens. Basically, briefly talking about cordyceps and like how viruses and things are changing, and it scares everybody, and then we cut to present day where we meet Sam, is her name, right? The daughter. Daughter's name is Sam, right?
Shit.
Yeah, it's Sam.
I think. I don't know.
I know.
I don't feel like they said her name.
Look, I played the game. I played the game 4 times now.
I've played the game.
I know. Chuck's played it once. I played it 4 times. And to be honest with you, the TV show is literally the video game with about 30 extra minutes of content. So there's literally just a DLC version of the game.
DLC. I mean, I love some of the extra things that they added and the things that they changed. In that opening thing, I thought it was really cool, and I even told you, I said it to you too, when they were in the beginning, when they're talking about the infection and things like that, and they brought up the ant, and if you guys have not played the video game, so the ant, when they're talking about how it can infect the ant, and they really go into the ant, and it's really cool because being a video game person who's played these games and kind of been looking into the lore and things like that, they've shown off artwork of the ant. Like that, the ant is originally where they got a lot of their ideas from, like the spores and the infection, and they really started on an ant and it growing, cordyceps. And the cordyceps, and it growing out of the ant. And I thought it was really cool how much they kind of dove into that. They kept talking about that. I thought it was just really like the nerd in me was like geeking out because I'm like, oh, I remember the artwork of the ant. And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the ant, like just look up Last of Us ant artwork, and you'll see that's literally where they kind of started with everything growing, the cordyceps growing out of these insects and humans and things like that. So it was really, really cool that they went into that.
I've been chasing The Last of Us since they first teased it, and that's exactly how they teased it.
Yeah,
they teased it with an ant walking off and doing the whole horn growing slowly. Yeah. So it's a real shocker that they took the spores out, because I feel like that was definitely part of the story of the things.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's the cordyceps is 100% a real thing that happens in insects and like all kinds of insects. Yeah. And there's another virus like fungus that attacks I think it's like worms or something like that, and then a bird will eat it, and once it's in the bird, the fungus will again take over the bird.
Oh, bro.
Have you heard of that?
No.
I don't know what the heck that one is called, but that's a real thing.
You bringing that up right now, and even talking about this, is bringing back a lot of the memories that I had while watching the ant stuff. Because it's crazy, because as we're talking right now, you might think we're just talking about bullshit, but no, it's like a real thing.
That's how they teased.
What you're talking about.
That's literally how they
teased
it.
Thing.
That's how they teased it in Uncharted 3. They said cordyceps attack, and it was like a newspaper on a bar.
That's
that?
The Last of Us, they teased the shit inside the game. Yeah,
they teased that inside of Uncharted 3, and then the next actual first teaser was the ants, and then they started making real trailers. But to dive back into the show a little bit, they pretty much took, if you've played the game, they took it basically up until right before they start off to Washington D.C. Yeah. So literally just probably the first hour and a half of the game, they really just munched it into the first hour and a half of the show, pretty much. Yeah, pretty cool.
I think it was a good I know we wanted more we were ready to see it just
be the exact game.
Yeah, get with the really Joel and Ellie part. But where they ended was a good part, because in the game, if you first pick up this video game and you're playing, that's honestly the spot to where you're probably going to stop a little bit.
Yeah, your first play,
You've played about, game-wise, you've probably put into about an hour to 2 hours into it. So then you're like, all right, let me put it down for a little bit. So I thought it was really good to where they stopped. I'm really excited for the next episode, because I'm not going to spoil anything for the people who haven't seen it, but it's people are going to die in the next one, and that's when a lot of stuff really kicks off.
Oh, really?
So I'm definitely excited for it. But man, just what did you really think about it? How do you feel about a video game adaptation being made by HBO, one of the most pristine media companies in the fucking world? They produce some of the craziest shit ever. What did you really think about it? This is crazy.
With what you said was exactly right. To me, the craziest shot that was in there was when the 3 planes were coming down at the same time. Oh, yeah. That was wild. Oh, I've never seen anything like that. That was definitely different. That was so cool. My other thought with it is that I told you earlier is it's 100% literally just like playing the game, but they just tweaked a couple of key phrases and what people are doing to twist it around. But it really, that whole chunk, you literally can just piece each part. They literally said, all right, cool, let's move this here, let's move this here. All right, cool, we're looking good.
Yeah.
Because them chasing that Robert dude at the end, like I told you, they're chasing him for the guns in the game. Yeah. But in this show, they're chasing him for a battery, which somehow that battery leads them to what's her name. But in the game, the guns are sold to the lady anyway. Marlene. Yeah, I wanted to say Michonne so bad, and I was like, that's not the name. Yeah. I'm getting my zombies mixed up.
Those zombie universes. I think the.
What about you? What's your part? What'd you like about it?
I'm on the same part as you. I don't want to be that guy, but when that plane crashed, when the plane crashed, when they're driving and you look behind you and see the plane crash, that whole scene was so cool to watch, because in my head I'm thinking about literally the first time I played The Last of Us, and that scene, even when the guy was eating the people and he pops his head up, I'm like, bro, this is straight from the video game.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk to somebody who hasn't played the video game.
Definitely.
Because us watching this, I'm just like, this is so cool. No. The nerd in me just wants to fucking scream. And I'm so happy and I'm jumping everywhere. It's orgasmic. And God, it really is, man. We are nerds, bro. Man, if you haven't known by now, we are fucking nerds. And watching this show, I was so happy watching it. And when watching the plane crash, and then Joel looks around and you see the explosion in the game, and you see it in the mirror. In the game, you see it in the mirror.
Yeah, you don't even see it. But in this,
he turns around and you see it,
it's
and it's just
in your face.
Oh my God, this is so cool. And so that was my favorite part of the episode. But God. I loved it. Like I said, I'm floored, bro. I am floored. I do, towards the second half of it, I was getting a little bored because it was a little draggy. Talkity.
Yeah.
A lot of talkity. But they're also introducing The Last of Us as a series, as a franchise. Yeah. They're introducing it to
there's going to be filler.
The broader audience. So they need to explore that, and they need to bring people in. And that's where we can hop into the conversation of the spores.
Yeah, that is a big disappointment. So they took out the spores, so that way I'm guessing just so that we'd have an easier time filming or something. That's
Yeah.
It's such an important integral part to that. And you know why, right off rip? Because you know why I think they took the spores away? Because the spores involves putting on a mask. And you know who probably doesn't want to put on a helmet or a mask right now?
Who? What?
Pascal. Why do you think
It's
that
just
nigga
a
does not?
mask, bro.
No,
it's just a gas mask.
I'll guarantee you, this dude is probably trying to use this as a platform to get out of like the video game TV area. Only because look, this dude only has the Mandalorian. I've never seen him in anything else except for the Mandalorian. What else is he in?
Pedro Pascal's in a lot of shit.
So then niggas need to show me because I only have ever seen him in that. So to me, the reason that they took out the mask is because he's like done being a dude with the helmet on all the time. But that's just behind the scenes, my own theory.
No,
I could totally be wrong.
Oh, Pedro Pascal has been in a lot of shit, bro.
He's a good actor. He's probably one of my favorite actors. The only annoyance to me is that I hear the Mandalorian every time that dude talks. I was really trying not to, but I heard it.
That's a Star Wars in you, bro.
I know, it's annoying.
Pedro Pascal has been in a lot of shit. Wait, it's right here. Like, I mean, he's really blowing up right now.
Mandalorian.
He was in Narcos. He's in Game of Thrones.
He's in. You know what? You know why? That's right.
Kingsman.
And I loved him in Game of Thrones. But you know what happened to him in Game of Thrones? He got his fucking eyeballs popped out.
Equalizer. Apparently, he was in Buffy the Vampire.
I think he was in like 3 episodes of Game of Thrones.
He was a really.
He definitely has a list, but he looks like he's a side character in a lot of his shit.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is definitely getting to where I have not heard of this stuff.
Yeah, he's a side character in everything.
Well, apparently he was in Dishonored too. That's cool. But I would say Game of Thrones.
It's probably his most... I would say
Game of Thrones is when he really first started.
Yeah. And then he got done in by the mountain. Oops, spoiler.
Game of Thrones, Narcos, Kingsman. Those 3
is
right there.
Is he a big character in Narcos?
He is, actually. He's one of the cops, yeah.
I haven't watched Narcos, but I keep wanting to. Anyway, back to The Last of Us. To me, personally, I'm so stoked. The fact that it's so dead on, and this is something we were talking about, it's like it's so dead on to the game that it's literally what gamers have always wanted. It's like literally just visualize this. If they did this to the Halo, imagine Halo 1 literally in this aspect. The Halo show, imagine it like this instead of whatever the fuck they gave us.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to bring it to Halo because we are talking about The Last of Us, but I will mention
what other game do you think could benefit if they had done it this style? There's no video game TV show that is literally bar for bar like the video game.
Well, this is I want to bring this up real quick. So on Twitter, people are talking about like, wow, imagine if the Halo show was as good as this, or they fucked up the Halo show so bad. The Last of Us over here getting 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, which it is. Makes sense. So people who've seen the whole show, critics, they absolutely love the show. And my thing is, I'm like, guys, we're comparing a space alien soldier opera compared to a basic
human drama.
A basic human story, which is basic. What's the thing you grab and go? It's like a grab and take them somewhere. It's a smuggler story. So
he's a smuggler. Yeah.
You got to pick something up and then
transporter.
Take it to point B. A transport story. You know what I'm saying? A delivery story. So it's like it's been done a lot of times. So it's like you can't compare a Halo alien story compared to this to bring it to live action. Halo's going to be 10 times harder to do.
The only reason... No, it's not. Because you know what they had to do? Chuck, do you know what they had to do for Halo? They had to remake Halo 1 into a TV show. Imagine Halo 1 live action. That shit would be fire as hell.
It would be cool. But you also got to think about, like, Halo is going to... Their budget is going to be 10 times more than this.
Okay. But you know what The Last of Us probably isn't going to do that Halo did?
What?
Change the lore like stupid. You know what Halo did? They brought a human into the Covenant and then took that human and made her have sex with Master Chief.
Whoa.
That destroyed the whole entire sanctity of Halo. Okay. They haven't done not a damn thing close to that. The only thing that they did close to that was change the daughter from a white girl to a black girl.
Dude.
And everybody loves that.
This is not a hard story to translate to TV.
And I get that.
Because this is the thing with the spores. Okay. With the spores, right? So my thing is, I think they took the spores away, and I like that you touched on the masking, right? The reason why I think they touched on the sports thing is because even with changed it, is because the mask thing, I feel like just TV-wise, why do you want to cover your main character's face?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All the time.
That's 100% what I'm saying.
As a viewer, you want to see the face.
Exactly.
You connect to the person more.
And these are a lot of no-name actors.
And in the spores, it's going to put up your budget.
New actors.
It's going to put up your budget. You're going to need people are going to have to cover their face, and you're basically going to need to do that whenever you film anything with infected.
Yeah, and that would have been literally off rip in this episode when they went into that room.
Straight up, yeah.
So they would have had they definitely would have had that for that. But
so
I get it.
So they switched that to make it easier to bring it to live television, right? Mm-hmm. The Halo series, bruh,
and that's something that's
they're fucking
but look at that
compared to human. Okay, let me bring this girl to another part. But we're getting sidetracked. I'm
not sidetracked.
This show is great. It's amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
I like it. The only moment that I didn't want to like it was the very beginning, but then I had to sit there and go, oh, okay, they're just re-explaining. And what I really like, man, you really need to catch up. I'm sorry to spoil it for you, but I really like how they did with Ellie, how they had her chained up and everything, because they don't know. They don't know what's going on. And so,
oh, yeah, of course, she's infected.
That's literally the biggest difference from the game and this is that they're making it more earthed, more like realistic, where in the game it's like, oh, hey, by the way, here's this girl who was bit 3 weeks ago. Yeah. We need you to teleport her. Where this time it's like, hey, you happen to be here, she got bit, blah, blah, blah. Like, they have a reason. Even the people are like, why is she tied up? Like, we don't even know. Like, she was a secret to everybody in the group kind of thing.
They're like, who's that girl locked up in there? Like,
blah, blah, blah. And I like that. I like that a lot. I like the bringing it in. I like that Joel was talking to the guards. Yeah. That's a much more Joel character than even in the show, because Joel is like this, like, I've been doing this for years. I'm kind of tired of doing it kind of shit. Man. You know what I mean?
20 years.
And so it makes sense for him to be talking to the guards and stuff like that, knowing the people in the community, because that's his character for sure.
One thing that I like, even with Joel, like when he's like selling drugs and shit like that, to me, just off this first episode, just off of that, right? Because he sells fucking drugs. So, like, off bat, it's like, all right, this dude is not clearly, like, that good of a dude.
Not a moral dude.
He's not a good...
No,
not
the morals are not
he's
there.
He's not that good of a dude. But, and I think what Neil Druckmann's going to do, which is the creator of the story of The Last of Us guys, if you didn't know, he also worked on the show with the creator of Chernobyl, so those two created the show.
And he got a haircut for the show.
And he got his haircut.
He's got some long-ass hair.
I think Neil Druckmann really wants to put it home in this show that Joel is not a good dude.
You think
so?
And
I think we're going to see that. I definitely think so. Because the pushback that they got for The Last of Us Part 2 for...
Oh, wow, for killing him off. Hey, that's a well-known thing.
No.
They spoiled that a week before the game came out. You don't got to be sad.
Let's... I don't want to spoil it for the new... I don't want to spoil it for any new people who are coming in here to watch it. What happens in Part 2, they got a lot of shit for it.
Yeah.
And I think Neil Druckmann's going to be like, you guys were missing the point of that character.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. He's not that good of a dude. He's not that good of a dude, okay?
Well, but then that confuses me, because we're watching the bonus features and he's talking about, well, now he's infected with love.
And
that's what you think?
That's an important thing, though. Because when he was like, his rage was a version of love, which it was, because...
He's protecting this girl now.
Now he's protecting this girl, because he's having a flashback. It's like, this is happening before. You're about to kill this little girl. So now I'm going to fucking kill you before I let you kill this little girl. And I love that he said that. It's like like he's infected with like a thing of love. And deeper into spoilers, which we won't talk about, but it's like there's a decision made that comes out of selfishness and love. And the fact that people can like try to defend Joel, it's like, dude, he spoiled too much. I can't.
Either way, but here I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said, because there is a consequence for like choices of love. Because he beat that guard, right? Now this is just in Jory in retrospect world. So he beats that guard. Now all the people in that place where they already left, they're gonna have to pay for that. Their security is going to be double. Their kind of like life is going to suck because that one security guard died. So yeah, your choices and actions definitely have a weight to where you wouldn't even realize it, kind of thing. That's interesting.
And you think about it too, is like, you're not a firefly, but you by killing that guard and shit, it's like,
they're probably going to pin it as a firefly thing. Yeah,
you're essentially a terrorist. Like
he's not going back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We know that based off of the video games, but I mean, he's not going back to that town.
Okay, so clearly, man. We love this episode, and it is a 10-10 recommendation. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna give it.
I can't wait to watch this with my mom. I told my mom about this, and she was like, I'm not sure if I want to watch it. And I'm like, I'm gonna make you watch it.
I'm liking it. I definitely do like the filler stuff too, because even with the flash forward, they're showing you like the chunks with Bill And Bill, they didn't even show his partner in that, but they're totally about to show his partner and the backstory to that, which is like unnecessary, but it's really cool. It's like exciting because it really is. They're really world building, so you might be right. Sure. I really like what you said with that. They're trying to make him look like the bad guy to justify the second game. I kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah, honestly, straight up, because the second game. Oh God, there's so much spoilers that you have to talk about. Can
y'all watch the bonus features though? When you watch them on HBO, watch the bonus features, right? Watch when Joel is like talking. Tell me, anyone who's played the game, tell me that he doesn't look like he does in the second one when they, like he does in the second game. Because he's got gray hair. He's wearing the exact coat that he does in the thing, and the scene that they got him in almost looks like the house and where it happens. So that's just my prediction.
I have you on the house. It does look like the house.
My prediction for sure is that this show is going to end on that. That's how I think the show will end. I
don't think so.
Maybe not that abrupt, but I bet you it might carry off. I bet you we'll at least meet Dina. They might not have said anything, but
I don't know.
I don't think we'd meet Dina, but I think we'd get to that part.
I'm not against. I just don't know if they, because I'm over here debating if
they showed old Joe. Peter Pascal does not have gray hair.
Yeah,
they showed a gray hair dude with the coat on of literally how he looks in The Last of Us Part 2 is exactly how he looked in that interview.
We're on the first episode. We got to see what they.
They definitely. That's my prediction. Jorian's prediction for this show is that Peter Pascal is going to die at the end. That's all I got to say.
I don't think they go there yet, because I'm literally debating on if they finish the game in this season.
I think they will.
I hope they. To be honest with you, it's a long game.
Yeah, but Chuck, they're already at like the first third way mark.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be 8 to 9 episodes, and there's definitely a part of me that says I think they're going to finish the first game in this season. But there's also a part of me that says I don't know, because it's a really good franchise, and they want to milk this.
That's a perfect way to milk it. Maybe not kill him right off at the end of the season or whatever. Yeah. But I definitely think they're going to at least allude to, hey, part 2 is next. You see what I'm saying? They might have. I mean, of course, video game. They might have gray-haired Joel at the end of the season. That's my prediction is that he's going to be the gray-haired Joel. I don't know if he's going to die, but I know he's going to be the gray-haired Joel at the end from that interview. I pay attention to the background.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know if they kill him off at the end. I hope they get through the first game.
Okay.
I hope they get. And
what scene from the game do you absolutely need to see in this? Like later on.
Honestly, I'm really excited to see the cannibal.
The cannibals parts?
I'm excited to see the cannibal parts.
Okay.
I hope they do that part well, and I really do think they will. Because how can you fuck that? It's just an evil. It's an evil dude who like kills people, and for one, he wants to fucking rape so and so and so.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really excited.
I need that part.
I'm excited for the Bill part. Bill was my favorite character in the game.
Bill's good
because he came out with the shotgun. That's where you get the shotgun, and so maybe that's why it's my favorite part, because you finally are dealing some damn damage
in that house when you're held up in the house and you're shooting them. That's gonna be sick,
dude. They have to do the upside down part, bro.
Oh, of course they're gonna do that.
Oh, that's my second favorite part. Those two have to come up.
Yeah, you already know.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's wrap this shit up. That's longer than we estimated.
Let's wrap this up.
10 out of 10 from the both of us. I wanted to say 9 to pull back and not give it a 10, but first episode, I can't lie. It's a 10. I went downstairs and yelled at my brothers and said, it's time to watch this shit.
I think I'm going to give it a 10 too, just because I really do think it's the best video game adaptation, bro. I really do think it is. Watching this and smiling and seeing everything, I'm like, oh my God, that's straight out of the game. Like the explosions,
it's straight out of
the towers and the planes and the TV and the daughter.
The conversation.
The outfit.
A lot of the lines are straight from the game too.
You know what I'm saying? It's
a lot of the lines are straight from the game.
We have not seen a video game adaptation done this well. And being a nerd and being a fanatic of video games and of this culture and this world of video games, being able to see one of the most highly rated awarded games of all time get its shine in television media, is fucking they knocked it out of the park. And I knew they would. As soon as I heard this announcement, and my thing that sold me on it is as soon as I heard HBO was the one who was going to do it, I already knew.
Let me ask you this.
I was like, they're going to knock this out of the park.
You remember when we thought it was going to be a different dude playing Joel? Mm-hmm. Do you think that Joel would have been good compared to this guy?
No, Pedro, I have no doubt. As soon as I heard Pedro Pascal was the guy, I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board.
This is better.
He's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing and one thing we didn't touch on, him and Tommy, fucking great.
Yeah, their relationship is good.
Him and Tommy were great.
I will say it's kind of funny that Tommy looks a little more Latino heritage than Joel does. So it's like, is he really your brother? But I'm there for it.
Nigga, Pedro is totally Hispanic.
He's definitely got some Hispanic, but for some reason he looks like a white man. He could sell himself as a white man if he needed to.
Nigga, how much Hispanics do you know?
Not a lot, because I don't know any nigga who looks like Peter Pascal.
Look,
Pedro Pascal.
I'm here to tell you there's a lot of light Hispanics and there's dark Hispanics. Pedro Pascal definitely is Hispanic.
Okay, and then the other nigga is the darker hue kind.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's almost
darker.
it's the darker hue, so it's like,
Yeah.
how are y'all related when that nigga's clearly the darker, more Mexican hue? More Latino hue.
Nigga, jeans.
Okay. So they half brothers? Like, is that what we're saying?
No, oh my goodness. Bruh, what is wrong with you? Look, my mom, same dad and mother. My mom is darker than my aunt. My aunt's light. Both Hispanic, both Dominican. My mom is darker than my aunt. That's how genes work. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, these jeans are ready to come off, so Gaming Pop. I don't even know what episode this is. Well, actually,
It's a
Last
review.
of Us review.
Yeah, Last of Us
complete,
review.
over. We might check in on the second one, depending on how excited we are. But this was a landmark, so we had to be here for that.
Yeah, of course. To the video game homies, to everybody out there, the supporters and shit.
Yeah, this is why we started, because this is the pop
yeah.
culture we wanted to talk
We're
about.
fucking nerds, man. We're nerds, and this is so awesome, and we had to cover this. I'm so glad I was home for this, and I.
Do you think this is why you quit, though? Do you think this is
Dude,
probably one of those little
there's
teeny
a part
tiny
of me-
reasons?
I mean, this is a dream, bro. This is the dream right here. Gaming Pop is a fucking dream.
oh man.
Chase your fucking dreams.
Not even
It's like-
game. No, I'm saying like
God
to watch the
damn.
Last of Us episode. Do you feel like that's like 10% reason?
I'm not gonna cap, bro. There's a part of me that's like, I'm gonna watch that at home. I watch a lot of shit on my phone.
job.
I had a TV in my truck, but it was still like I'd just rather watch it on my
Oh
phone.
yeah, really?
Yeah, because for one, the TV in my truck, the sound was terrible.
Oh.
I'd have it on max volume, and it was like you couldn't hear nothing. And I'm literally like 5 feet away from it, so it was the worst.
I want to see you in your truck life so bad, dude.
Dude,
I bet it was bad.
nah, man.
You loved it?
Truck life is cool. Truck life is cool. I just hate backing. If I could drive and just pull in everywhere, dude, I'd drive. No issue.
So you're
I
telling
drive.
me if you could have been backing in, you probably would still be doing it?
It's not if I would still be doing it. The thing is, with the company I was with paid shit because it's a starter company, so they take all the new drivers.
All right, this is
They
a
pay
conversation
bullshit.
for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, Gaming
But
Pop
anyway,
out. We just wanted to say we
Game
love
Pop
y'all.
out. We love you guys. Thanks
Like,
for
comment,
tuning in.
subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, share it. Let us know your comments if you like this. Have you played the video game? If you haven't, let us know what you because we're very curious. People who have not played this video game, we really want to know your guys' thoughts. But yeah, man, love you guys. Game Pop.
Deuces!
Deuces.